Welcome back to World of Warships Legends with Redsorax, and today we've got a special game in the Gearing, and we're also going to discuss the Gearing. And today it's all about this medal. The medal that took me the longest to get, the last medal in the game I had to get. So let's go ahead and look at what we're playing in. We're playing in the Legendary Premium Gearing, the Legendary American Destroyer. And as you can see, I'm flying it with triple flags across the board except for experience. And I'm also have the Halloween Commander on it. So let's go ahead and jump into the ship and take a look at what we have for setup in our commander. Today we're using the Halloween Commander, Vincent Mordoff, level 16 with 3 legendaries, with a base trait of Waste Not, which gets the guns reloading 5.7% faster. The first skill I've chosen is Observant Rage, which gets the gun reload down another 8%, but torpedo detectability goes up and rudder shift time gets harmed. For a second skill, I've gone Look at Me Now to get the sea detectability down by -6%. For the third skill, I've gone with 1,000 Cuts to get another 8% off the reload of the main guns, as well as the secondaries. For the fourth skill, I've gone with Smoke on the Water, give us more smoke dispersion time and deployment time. And in American destroyers, that's always a good thing. And for the legendary skill, I've gone with Leviathan, which gives us a better rudder shift time, but also allows for more health on the destroyer in all. And for my first inspiration is Jaworski, legendary maxed out, completely 100%, giving us a -5 on detection. And our second inspiration is a completely maxed out Eric Bay to give us another 6% stealth, making the gun ship very stealthy. For my first module, I've gone with Aiming Systems Mod 1. For my second module, I've gone with Propulsions Mod 2. For the third mod, I've gone with Concealment Mod Systems 1, the only real choice. And for our final mod, I've gone with Main Battery Mod 3 to get the gun reload time down. So if you don't see a trend going now, I can't help you. So let's go see what the stats look like now. This gives me 20,760 hit points. Nice survivability in a destroyer. That is what giving the Leviathan helps you out with. Now here's the bread and butter of the ship. Look at the guns. Firing out to 11.1 kilometers with a reload of 2.1 seconds. That is 3 turrets of 2 guns each at 2.1 seconds. And I can get them down to a flat 2, but I have to take away some of the stealth. The guns do 1,800 damage on the HE shells and 2,100 damage on the AP shells. So really good guns, but blisteringly fast 127mm gunfire. Now a quick look at the torpedoes. We have 2 launchers of 5 that take 136 seconds to reload. That's 2 minutes and 16 seconds. And they do 17, nearly 18,000 damage per torpedo. And they have a good range on them, 16.5 kilometers, and nice speed, 66 knots. And with a maneuverability of 36 knots and a turning shift time of 3.6 seconds. She's not the fastest, but she's decently maneuverable and speedy. This gives us a sea detectability of 5.1 kilometers with a firing and smoke of 2.6 kilometers, which is very good for an American at tier 7, so at legendary, I'll take it. So let's go ahead and take it into battle and see what I've done. And today we have Sleeping Giant, and this game is a lot of boring until it's not, and then it's a lot of action. So in the beginning here, you're going to see that we are in the middle of the B area, and I'm in a division with Congratulator and Bantha Fodder, and they are both in legendary battleships, and I am deciding whether to go to C or B, or C, and I'm talking to my guys, or B. and I'm actually talking to them that we're bullshitting about some stuff here, and we were just couldn't get them to give me an idea of what base to go to, and finally they said to head off over to the B cap. They'll take care of the C. And the way we work together, this works really well. Now, if you noticed on the mini map, there's only one destroyer on the enemy team and one destroyer on our team, and they have an Akatsuki. Now, the Akatsuki, very good ship, and I have a game coming up I'm going to put up as soon as I can get the edit done. I've already got it on the laptop. I just need to take the time to do the editing. And the Akatsuki, with my build, I have a 2.4 second reload on the guns. And the Gearing has 3 turrets of 2 guns each, but the Akatsuki has 4 turrets of 2 guns each. Now the difference is the Akatsuki has 100mm guns, and the Gearing has 127mm. So you get more damage and better penetration out of the Gearing than you do out of the Akatsuki, but the Akatsuki is no joke. I do consistently 100,000 damage and get very little torpedo guns in that, which is what I do in the Gearing. It's all about the gunboats. So now I'm in the B cap, and I'm uncontested, and they've already said, because if you look on the mini-map, the C was already capturing before the cruiser was in it. So they have the Akatsuki over at the C cap. And what I was fearful of is there is a Cleveland and an Alaska and a Wichita on the enemy team. So for the love of God, I did not want to come across those cruisers with all that radar. So luckily they went the other way, and my buddies know how to play the game, and I know how to play the game, and to keep me safe, they go for radar cruisers first, and when they're in battleships, or if they're in cruisers. But cruisers, they try to take out destroyers, and when I'm in a destroyer, I try to hunt other destroyers, and then so I can pester battleships later in the game. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this base. Nothing, and that was my own teammate, the Megami, shooting torpedoes blindly across the map. Now that I've taken this, and nothing wanted to take B with me, which is good. We got it. Now I'm going to go ahead and move into A and take the A capture. Now we have over here an Odin, and I'm going to start putting shots on the Odin. And we got the first kill so far. And the Odin's pushing up very aggressively. And you can just see the blistering speed of these guns. Just look at the speed these guns go. And I've got them target locked, and I've got a fire. Now that's the second fire. That fire should set. And just look at the blistering speed of these shells. Just going to town. Just death by 1,000 cuts. So he's pushing awfully hard on something up there. And on this side, we got that Odin that pushed that hard. We have a Conqueror, and we have the Gross Kurfürst. Now, I am seeing the Conqueror, and I'm trying to lock on to get shells lobbed over on him, see if I can't get a fire started on the Conqueror. And you can see I'm going to town already, getting shells on him. And even though I'm only firing 2 guns of 2 turrets, I've got 4 guns total firing right here, I'm still doing a decent amount. You know, just decent. Nothing spectacular, nothing to write home for, but we're trying to get the fires, and we are taking this base uncontested, and there's the base capture. Now, we hold 2 bases. They still are not holding the C base uncontested. They had it for a minute, but we have been contesting it with them, and here I am trying to lob over, and get the Conqueror some more. And there we go. I'm hitting the Conqueror in the blind. You can see I'm doing almost 600 damage per shell salvo. Nice work. And trying to find him there. But as you can see, all the damage to that Conqueror, every bit of it's been done by me. So I've got 27,000 damage. Pretty much most of it on that Conqueror. I did a little deoding. And now you can see the Gross Curfers taking a little damage from the front. And they're backing up. And they're playing. Now the Gross Curfers take a little more damage from somewhere up front. And I'm trying to get some in on him, but the island's starting to get in the way. He's a big ship, and I gotta try and just lob him in there. This thing's firing faster than an Atlanta would. And I'm trying to lob him in right over the top, on top of him. And I'm shattering them all right now, so I'm probably hitting his turret. And I'm looking back because my partners and I are just talking. They were asking about something going on over there. And that's what happened. Hater went down. He ended up pushing a little aggressively there and got messed up. So now I'm pushing forward on the Gross Curfers. And I want to get around this corner and I want to dump in torpedoes, but I really don't want to get too close to these guys. That Gross Curfer secondaries can really do me some damage. And I'm checking their tracks, seeing what they're doing, and you can see they're both backing off. Just trying to get some more shells over this island. And I'm wanting them to pull forward here so I can put torpedoes out. And that Mugami, he fired torpedoes again. That Mugami has done nothing but want to fire torpedoes. If he wants to do that, he needs to get into a destroyer. But he has been trying to fire torpedoes. You're going to see the end of that Mugami here shortly in a miraculous death. So I'm watching for the Conqueror here, pulling up, just trying to keep my torpedoes ready on the track. But you can see he's starting to slow down. Don't want to waste them. Plane's up. I don't have to worry about it. You see I'm within range of Leviathan, so it's helping my rudder shift here. And there we go. Now I'm looking at the Conqueror, and he's still trying to edge it up, so I'm going to creep up to the island here. And yes, I know I'm about to run ashore. And let's see if I can get this track off here. Yeah, it looks pretty good right there. So I put them out, put out 2 sets here. And there goes the Mugami. Look at him. He's just going for a YOLO run. Now I've smoked up and watch these guns. Just watch what I do with these guns. Now I have all 3 sets going to town. Look at the amount of hits I've got going. Just going to town. And there's 1 torpedo. And the Mugami charged in, and there's a torpedo salvo by him. Now watch what I do to this Gross Curfer. He's on 2/3 health. I'm at 71,000 damage, and I've only got 1 torpedo hit. Watch how I stack the damage up on. Look at this. You'd think I was in Atlanta with the guns going to town like this. There's 1 fire going to town, burning away. I'm up to 82,000 damage and just raining down. There's another fire. He's going to have to put those out if he hasn't. Mugami's still pushing him, a Gross Curfer, just YOLOing for some reason. I don't know why. And I'm just going to town with my blazing guns here. And there the Mugami falls to close quarters expert by the Gross Curfers. But I'm still laying in. Just look at this. Just raining it down on this poor bastard. And he can't see me. He has no idea where I'm at. And I can just imagine how much I'm frustrating him. Now he's out of my range and I can't get a target lock. So I'm starting to hit the island. So I'm going to have to come off this hidey hole here. And you can see I'm up to 108,000 damage. That's a hell of a lot of work with a destroyer. Now there goes my last partner. And I was thinking I've got to go back and start defending the B cap. We really worked this gross curve down. This Iowa should be able to take it. I thought the Iowa was healthy enough. And I'm talking to my partners and they're telling me how things are looking over on the other side. You see the Iowa's pretty healthy, but they say not to worry about it. They're going to push through in force here, and they still have those radar cruisers. So I figure I got to work on this gross curve. So let's wipe out one side and try to deal with the other. So we're going to do what we can do here. And this is going to take big balls here. I don't suggest this for most people, but you've seen me. Now the Iowa's calling him out, and I agree, I'm going for him. I throw on the turbo here, get as much speed as I can because I'm going to have to start dipping and dodging here. I'm going to get the third turret around. I take in bearing, see what he's doing. You can still see he's reversing. And now I get all three guns going. Look at the rate of fire. Before he can even look my way, I've got a rainbow of shells dropping in on him. Now I gave him a little too much lead. Now he fired. Now look, I turn in. Oh, nothing hits. And look at that. I've already set a fire. And I'm just going to town. And we've set another fire. That gross curve was pissed. Now I'm inside the secondary range. And they're going to town, but I'm at the max range of it. Oh, look at that. Oh, got him. Gross curve down. 122,000 damage. Now, look at these shells coming in. I pissed off their cruisers. So there's the Massachusetts. And I don't want to get anywhere near that secondary mug. His secondaries are lethal if he has it set up the way I have mine set up. So I'm going to end the blind, take one shot of salvo off at him. Let's see what happens there. Of course, as you know, throw enough crap at the wall and something's bound to stick. And bam, I got one shatter. So they've taken the B cap. We have the A cap. Now we are still well over 170 points ahead of them. But they're going to push in here to the B cap. We are down to two ships, the Iowa and me. And Iowa hasn't been playing the most strategic game. So I was going to dip around here to this corner. And then I see that. There's no way I'm going anywhere near that thing. So I'm going to turn out here and I'm going to lay a spread of torpedoes on each side of that island. We're going to go ahead and pull up the torpedo spread. There's Massachusetts. I damn sure do not want that fucker seeing me either. So now he's in the base. We'll go ahead and throw off a set of torps off one side, set of torps off the other side. Now we're going to turn out. And I don't know if he has his radar or not, but I got to get the hell away from this guy. Cleveland, Wichita, I don't need those radars going off. And they're about to take our base, and we're just a little over 100 points ahead of them, and torpedoes look good. Now he just fired off the radar. I'm getting targeted. I fire, and the Iowa gets them. And inbound, here it comes. This is going to hurt. Boom, boom. They caught me sideways. From here, I'm going to take you into the live game feed of what happened that night. So enjoy.
Got a Cleveland there still out to worry about.
That's what I'm worried about. Thank you.
You also have Massachusetts too.
Yeah, I only have to worry about his secondaries, and I can smoke and hide from him. But Cleveland can radar me, and I can't do jack all.
Our team depends upon you.
Now it's the time for standalone, is what you're saying, guys?
Well, what you got? 50 seconds. I will be impressed.
All I have to do is get this fucking destroyer.
Surprise, motherfucker.
caliber. Can I hold that points lead? Can I hold that points lead? 18 seconds. Come on, hold that points lead. And I got the goddamn medal I've not gotten. Come on, hold that points lead for 9 seconds.
Got it, man.
Hold that points lead for 6 seconds.
Disappear.
Hold that points lead. Yes! 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 I've got all the medals now! Sorry for that, but as you can tell, I was a little bit overjoyed. So as you can tell, I got 160,899 in damage. The Solo Warrior, my first medal, high caliber. And we end up coming out top on the leaderboard with a base XP of 3,090 with only 2 kills. But it was more about how to dominate the field to win the game. Kills and damage aren't everything. And with the 3 booster flags in a legendary ship, I took home 317,000 credits. I hope you enjoyed this because I really enjoyed playing this match. I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.